Texas 4000 is monumental. It's in itself, it's a bike ride from Austin to Anchorage. That's pretty monumental, not something you decide to do every day. The reason we're doing it, fighting cancer, that's pretty monumental. And then you actually do the ride, and the relationships you make are monumental. They're truly unforgettable.
As every rider will tell you, as soon as we joined Texas 4000, we got 79 other reasons to ride. You're with these same people for 24 hours of the day, 7 days a week, literally, and you're doing something that is fundamentally really, really difficult, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and you really have to lean on your teammates to get through it.
There are a lot of charity rides, but one that is completely student-led, that's the longest annual charity bike ride, and one that's also from Austin to Anchorage, like a seemingly impossible task. I think that turns people's heads.
And I found it really intriguing going into the ride how selfless of an experience this is, riding for somebody else, riding for somebody you love that's been affected by cancer, somebody that's near and dear to your heart, and putting yourself in a position where you can kind of experience to the smallest extent what they're going through.
There's just time and there's togetherness, and in that time there's space to heal and to share and to talk and to love.
I lost my dad to cancer June of last year, and he knew I was going to do Texas 4000. I joined to fight with him, and instead I'm having to do it in honor of him, and I couldn't think of a better way than just putting every single ounce of myself into this, and that meant making sure that every single person on my route and on our team got to experience the summer the way they wanted and have the best summer of their life, whether it just be making new friends or healing or growing, inspiring.
My father had leukemia when I was in high school. I passed away my junior year. When I first heard about Texas 4000, it just clicked instantly. And along the ride, I felt I was honoring my father day in and day out by sharing his stories and hearing stories from others. And there's so much you can gain from that. You keep this person alive that you love very much by sharing their story.
Being able to heal while seeing some of the most beautiful places in the world, it's an absolute privilege, and it's an absolute privilege to be able to be here riding and having that physical obstacle to get you through the day, and being this is why I'm here. And I'm on the bike and I think about those names, and I think about the names that I accrue throughout the journey, and that keeps me going because it's a privilege to be able to ride for people that cannot.
I personally believe that it doesn't take a special person or a superhuman to do this ride. I think that it takes a lot of willpower and self-determination and community.
We're all very, very, very different people from very different backgrounds with very different passions and loves and likes and dislikes, and the cool part is we're all cancer fighters together, regardless of any of that, and that's one bond that strings us all together.
I've seen each individual on this team grow immensely in how much they care about one another and how much they care about the people around them, and I think that's one of the biggest things that we learn as leaders within this organization, is how to care and to push and to not stop.
Not only by supporting Texas 4000 are you supporting these amazing cancer fighting initiatives and the survivorship, which I think is just as important, but really you're giving a motley group of college kids who have nothing in common or are feeling helpless with their battle or their parents' battle, and you're giving them an opportunity to make a difference.
It feels like I've grown a family. I've grown 78 other family members, and we've had amazing days, we've had really hard days, we've had really easy days and just kind of blah days, but we've been there for each other every single step and pedal stroke and every moment.
I mean, fundamentally in Texas 4000, charity is one of our most important pillars because we are raising money for cancer research, and as the 2014 team we've raised over $600,000, which is a number that continues to baffle me.
Not as many people know that we donate the majority of the money that we fundraise back to organizations. And so, for example, UTBME, which is University of Texas Biomedical Engineering Department, and that is a group that we support for the past several years. And it's right here in our backyard in Austin, Texas, and we're providing seed funding, we're providing research money that is not easy for them to get otherwise.
So seed funding is actually really important, especially in today's kind of tough funding environment. What it lets you do is things that are more exploratory, things that maybe don't fall in the paradigms of traditional cancer sort of research. And these are actually the things that kind of push the field in new directions. And so this project basically wouldn't have happened without the funding. It gives us an opportunity basically to do things that are kind of a little more on the edge, and which may be kind of hard to get traditional funding for.
I have such restored faith in humanity after this ride, and who wouldn't want to get behind that? The amazing people that we met, the wonderful host that we stayed with. We've connected with so many people. I never thought I would meet so many people in my life, and just having that experience, not just for us, but for them to reach to the community, and we make this big world a smaller place, and that's what it's all about.
I'm so thankful for the charity that we've seen this summer, and it goes beyond monetary donations. It really comes down to just people being passionate about fighting cancer and giving their time and bringing us in and really making us feel like what we're doing means something, that we didn't have to just fundraise in Austin and stay there. You know, biking to Alaska has meant something, and we're spreading something and doing something really powerful.
Seeing my family at the finish line was the greatest feeling. These were the people that were with me when my dad passed away, and coming down on that last half mile with all my teammates, rolling into Anchorage and seeing our families, I think it really came true to me that cancer has affected a lot of people, and what we're doing is great. You feel so accomplished in the fact that you've just completed this huge feat, and you see just the families of the people who love and care for all these teammates and riders.
We've come a really long way, and we've all worked really, really hard to be here. I know that my teammates and I are really afraid of the end, just because we've all had the summer of our lives, and we've shared so many different experiences together, that the finish line is a symbol for a lot of different things. It symbolizes the end of a really great journey, but also symbolizes like an opening to a new chapter of our lives, where we can carry like everything that we learned this summer into the life that we have after this. So I'm excited to see what everyone does with what they learned, and I'm excited to carry on like the person I became this summer into the life that I have in front of me.
That last haka with the team was really, really special, and thinking about how like we've done so many mornings, and that this was like the culmination of all that, the connections, the relationships we've built, like it all just feels so natural and normal, and sitting in there and seeing everyone with their families, it's really neat to like kind of come full circle and like have left them on day one, and now we're back together, and to share that with them is awesome.
When my father was passing away, in my last conversation with him, he told me that he would be riding with me to Alaska, and we were going to be making a difference together, and he kept that promise. And I had hope every single day that I would meet him on this ride, and every single day I did. Up every hill, every time it got hard, he was with me, and it made me push even harder. I looked forward to the hills and the mountains, because that's when I found him and I was with him. And it's amazing that Texas 4000 can bring this to people, and I'm able to have this experience and have 78 other people who completely understand it and appreciate it and allow me to have that and be a part of it with me.
We're completely different people than we were when we started this thing, and now we've grown together, and I feel like because we've grown together, you're comfortable and happy and close, and it's just perfect and peaceful, and it's rare you can have that with someone, and I feel like I have that with all of them now.
Throughout training, throughout fundraising, throughout volunteering, throughout every step that we took into getting to this point, it was challenging, but challenging in a way that pushes you to limits that you never thought that you could reach.
Really, Texas 4000 works off of the foundation of just love and support, and that's something that is so easy to give, but people usually aren't willing to do that. And that's something that I learned along the summer, is that we have so many people supporting us, whether it's just a honk on the side of the road telling us that they see us and they love what we're doing, or as a host who provides their entire home for 28 college students who do not smell very good and who eat way too much food.
It's kind of surreal that we're in Anchorage, Alaska right now. We started preparing for this journey about 18 months ago, and it shows that you can do a lot, you can accomplish anything. And what we've just done seems like a lot all at once, but we really did take it day by day.
And that kind of fire, I know for me, has definitely fueled me throughout the summer, hearing other people's stories and being able to relate to them and understand what they're going through has definitely kept me on the bike when there's an extra 30 miles at the end of the day that you weren't planning on, and your head's in the wrong place and your feet are tired and it's cold outside and you just want to go to bed.
But there's no way that I could have gotten through this summer without everybody on my route and then on the other 2 routes as well when we met up. There's just such a sense of shared purpose when we all get together, and I think that's what brings us so close together.
We live in a bubble for 70 days where all we're doing is cycling and spreading knowledge and hope and charity along the way. But I want to carry that openness into my everyday life in order to make those connections, in turn motivate people that I never knew I could, and continue to become better and be the best person I can be.